And
Excellent.
here we go.
Here we go. Here we go with our
Now,
first matchup, Northern Fjords. Go ahead, Richard.
timer will be up shortly. I take a
Excellent.
little bit longer to load in.
That's okay. It's quite all
The
right.
potatoes need to start spinning on my computer.
Got to get those hamsters fed so they can work the potatoes, huh?
Indeed.
All right, so once again, Pomelos red, triple L on blue. We'll get the action underway here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and take care of the ship callouts first. Ship number one is the Sorrow, piloted by Finks. We have a Blenderfish with side Carronade and a Banshee. Ship number two is the Reborn, piloted by Sunstrom. We have a Merc Mobula, double Artemis on the bottom, Gatling, and a Hades on the wings. Ship number three is the Metamoth, piloted by Mirwin. We have a Galleon here. It's a short side Watch a Carronade, long side Lumber, Flak Mark II with a Hades, and a Mine Launcher on the back. That is your Meta Galleon, of course. Ship four is the GFA, Flying Flounder, piloted by Captain Scrowbeard. It is a Merc Mobula with an Artemis and a Flak on the bottom, with a Gatling and an Artemis on the wings. We have a pause called immediately, so we will, looks like maybe Red is going to try to fill in their last couple spots. Looks like they've got a couple of people late to the party. Uh, and Richard has granted the pause. That pause was granted for the red side, I believe. Is that correct? Hotkeys needed. Yes, I agree. Hotkeys are definitely needed. All right. So we're just waiting for both sides to load in here. Waiting for both sides to load in. Hopefully we will get both sides loaded in here very shortly. Blue is here. Red, we're just waiting on two people. So they got a 2-minute pause, of course. 2-minute pause allowed for one for each side per match. Red has burned their pause here. I'm surprised they didn't burn it in the lobby, though, to allow them to load in. I'm very surprised by that. But that's okay. So we have a pause timer right now. Effectively, they'll have the full match to work with. It's all good. But we're just waiting for the 2-minute timer to expire and or people to load in. A little bit of banter going on between both sides as well while we're waiting for those load-ins. All right, so since we've got a lot of foodstuffs in this match, we've got pomelos. We've got rice cakes with cheese. What is your favorite? What is your favorite foodstuffs to eat during while you're watching competitive matches? Let us know in Twitch chat here today.
I personally eat whatever I can drop down on a plate next to me.
You know that is never a bad choice. Okay, maybe that's sometimes can be a bad choice, but not always. No, it's mostly never a bad choice.
All right, we've got 30 seconds coming up on the unpause.
Excellent. Okay. 30 seconds left before we get to unpause. That means both sides will have to engage at that point. And while we're waiting, let's see. While we are waiting, friendly reminder to those of you just tuning in that this is the final tune-up before the September SmackDown tournament next Saturday. So if you've not signed up for it, signups are limited, so make sure to sign up for that tournament next Saturday, September the 1st. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UTC. Signups will end on Friday, August the 31st. Blue offering their pause to Red to allow them to fill at this point.
I will have to add a minute when it gets down to 19 since I was 30 seconds late. All right, they're asking for another pause.
Okay, yep, so they're asking for another pause, so they're giving Blues pause at this point. All right. So Blues pause has been granted at this point, and we are now on another 2-minute 2-minute timer here as Richard has restarted the pause timer at this point and restarted the actual timer as well. Let's see. Yeah, so a little bit of a slow start here today as we're waiting for Red to fill in. So the good news is that we will not have to worry about any pauses during the match. It'll be straightforward 20-minute action.
I'm definitely adding hotkeys to my list of things to ask for this week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Once again, we're just waiting for the action to start here. We're waiting for everybody to jump into the match. We're waiting for Red to fill. They might not be able to get the full fill though. I'm very surprised Red's not been able to fill that up. Yeah, that's still a strong lineup, even if they have an AI engineer on those ships. That is still a very strong lineup for Red. We'll go over the ship callouts one more time here when the unpause happens. We'll go over them one more time for those of you just tuning in. Since we've had the extended pause, and we'll just make sure we catch everybody up here. Which, good news, there's not a whole lot to catch up on. Well, looks like Red found a sub here. They're going to be filling them in here very shortly. 30 seconds left on that pause. Do we have a declared loadout for the engineers? Actually, never mind, as Richard's taking care of the timer for us here. 10 seconds to unpause. Should be about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we should be off and running here. Here we go. Now the action is about to be underway. Unpause time. Here we go. Let's get to the ship callouts once again. Ship number 1 is the Sorrow, piloted by Finks. It's a Blenderfish with side Carronade and a Banshee. Ship 2, the Reborn, piloted by Sunstrom. It is a Merc Mobula, double Artemai on the bottom, Gatling, and a Hades on the wings. Ship 3 is the Metamoth. It is piloted by Mirwin. We got a Huachakero short side, Lumber Flak Mark II on the long side with the Hades and a mine launcher on the back. Definitely a meta galleon. Ship 4, the GFA Flying Flounder, piloted by Captain Scrowbeard. We have a Merc Mobula with with an Artemis and a Flak on the bottom, Gatling and an Artemis on the wings. Those are your ship callouts here for today at Sunday Community Skirmish number 217. This is our first matchup of 3 here today. We've got 2 more matches after this one. Friendly reminder that all the action can be found here on twitch.tv/thatLysanya and also on twitch.tv/Urzi here today. Looks like this will be a sniping matchup, except for the fact that the Blenderfish is in play. So 3 sniping ships and 1 brawl and 1 disabled brawlfish. 1 Blenderfish, of course, good at blending down balloons, taking them out. That's the Sorrow right here. That's this ship right here. That front gun can be devastating to balloons. Everything
So
else,
I didn't follow the exact conversation. Do you remember if Minotaur was banned or not for the old-timey old dogs can't learn new tricks?
I can verify that after the match. As we have no minnows in this matchup, I can verify that after the match. I do have the rules with me, but I want to make sure we stick with the action here, as a little bit of cloud cover blocking our field of view, but that's okay. We'll do our best to get around this cloud cover as the Reborn doing its best to knock out the guns of the Metamoth. Sorrow
They are
moving in very
drifting
low.
forward. They're going to start losing their cover if they move forward another 100 meters.
Yeah, but we got to watch the Sorrow here. The Sorrow's moving in on the GFA Flying Flounder. Looks like the Sorrow definitely wants that balloon to the Flying Flounder, pushing them back more and more and more. Flying Flounder's going to run out of real estate here pretty soon. Metamoth getting pelted by those Mercs and Artemai. Reborn deciding now is the time to move in. Here we go. Metamoth hull broken. They're down about to 90% perma. Sorrow getting Gatling here. It looks like it's going to be a 1v1 Merc versus Merc Mob versus Galleon. Reborn has been balloon broken. That protective carronade preventing them from losing any more perma hull, even with the armor break. Flying Flounder balloon broken. That's going to set up the Sorrow here. Sorrow's looking for some... Sorrow's looking for a place to maybe get a kiss cam here against the environment. That is prime kiss cam potential right here. Flying Flounder looking to run away here, run away from the environment. They know the jig is up here. They got to move towards their ally. They're double broken now. Reborn now focusing them. That's not a good spot for the Flying Flounder to be. As once that balloon is down, the Reborn can basically pelt away anywhere on that ship and pick up permahull damage. Gatling going out from the Reborn. Sorrow looking to ram him, looking to kind of gently guide them down. Flying Flounder once again hull broken. Those Artemai landing true onto the guns and, of course, to the permahull of the Flying Flounder. Taking them down nice and slow here. Hades going out from the Reborn. Flying Flounder, it's just a matter of time before they go down here.
Looks
this
like
should be a kill.
Metamoth is body blocking the Reborn.
They are, but I do believe that the damage has been done here. Flying Flounder should be as good as dead here pretty soon. Sorrow should finish them off. We'll actually keep an eye on the Flying Flounder here. Even though the Metamoth is going to get hull broken, we're going to keep an eye on the Flying Flounder as they're trying to keep that drogue chute on. But 13 stacks on that hull. Balloon is down. Sorrow moving in. Double break there. That should be a kill. No, they missed the follow-up ram, so they're going to bring that armor and balloon back up. Metamoth once again hull broken. Sorrow's got this in the bag. It's just a matter of when. They're gonna Flying Flounder is going to Hydro right there. The balloon is broken though. Sorrow. Oh, they juked the Sorrow a little bit here. That Hydro was a bit of a bait. Metamoth once again hull broken. Flying Flounder trying to buy time here, realizing they're never going to keep that balloon up. They're trying to control when their balloon goes down. Sorrow realizing this, trying to make an adjustment. Metamoth once again hull broken. Looks like the Reborn taking their time now to help their ally against the Flying Flounder. They're looking to just pick up this kill now. There's the hull break, there's the kill. Red on the board first, 1-0 in favor of Red. Pomelos on the board here. Metamoth is in trouble, they're double broken. Sorrow picking up the balloon, Reborn picking up the hull. About to bounce, here's the Metamoth. Metamoth bouncing, they should go down right about now. There it is. Reborn giving them an Artemis for good measure, 2-0 in favor of Pomelos. Well done by Pomelos here. A nice combination of disables. Gun disables, balloon, and of course taking them down nice and slow. Not even a scratch on the paint job here for Red.
Looks like the Reborn isn't going to give them time to breathe, moving right into their spawn.
Absolutely, they're moving right into the spawn. Of course, this can be tricky because it's a very wide spawn, and Metamoth spawning in very, basically right in front of the Reborn here. Let's swing it around and let's show you where they're spawning in. Metamoth, of course, is just basically right in front of them. They're not even going to bother spawning south. They just spawned right in and said, okay, we got this. Sorrow, of course, moving for the Flying Flounder, as they should. Metamoth already hull broken. Sorrow moving in for the GFA Flying Flounder. They're going to try to get behind him and Hydro up, probably. Maybe a stamina raise. We'll see what happens here, as that's going to be a Hydro raise here by the Sorrow into the Flying Flounder. Flying Flounder now losing a part of their balloon. Not quite the full balloon just yet, though. Lumber going into the Sorrow. That will pop them. But that should also pop the Flying Flounder as well. Yes, it does. Reborn and Metamoth now engaged in close quarters combat. The long side is on the Reborn. That's not where the Reborn wants to be. However, excuse me, that is where the Reborn wants to be. However, the Flying Flounder has the back of the Reborn. That's not where the Reborn wants to be.
Reborn is getting pinched hard.
Yeah, they are, and that's not good for the Reborn. They had the right side of the Metamoth, but the wrong side of the Flying Flounder. Metamoth now starting to get focused by Reborn. Sorrow unable to control the Flying Flounder. Sorrow's going to have to do something right now or the Reborn will go down. Looks like a Ram will attempt to do so. Reborn getting just over the lumber shot. Actually, no, I believe that was a flak shot. Sorrow able to recontrol the Flying Flounder. There's a hull break on the Flying Flounder. Flying Flounder now facing two red ships pointed in their general direction. Sorrow moving in very aggressively. I would not be shocked to see a potential Ram here by the Sorrow any second. Flying Flounder, hull broken. Sorrow not quite on an intercept course.
Just barely ticked.
Yeah, Sorrow's really the one that's attempting to control the action here. Whenever Sorrow's on the Flying Flounder, Red is in full control of the matchup. However, when the Sorrow is not on the Flying Flounder, Blue has controlled it so far. Sorrow forced to back up due to the balloon pops, the double break on the Sorrow from the Metamoth. Flying Flounder hull broken once again. Reborn could clean this up here pretty quick. They might not need the Sorrow to clean this up. Reborn, however, needs to be very careful as their balloon is popped. Pomelos, of course, very agile vertically. However, their biggest strength can be their biggest weakness, as it is, of course, very reliant on their vertical mobility. Sorrow, of course, now moving for the Metamoth. Oh, bit of a miscalculation there. Metamoth blocking the rise up there. Sorrow now going to be thrown right back down. Flying Flounder has the height advantage on the Reborn. That could spell doom for the Reborn, especially with the Sorrow unable to rise up. Let's watch the Reborn, actually. Let's watch them as they're dealing with the Flying Flounder as the Reborn is backing up. Blue in full control right now. Even though they're down 2-0, they're in full control of this engagement so far. That is a good-looking flak shot, but that environment's going to stop it. Reborn dropping down, Flying Flounder still chasing. Flying Flounder still chasing. They're perfectly happy to make this a 1v1 engagement with the vertical advantage. They're not going to let Reborn come back up.
Sorrow just took a face full of Hwacha.
They certainly did. They got hull broken as well. Looks like they're going to be on both sides of the map here, so it's a little difficult to follow the action, but we'll do our best here.
Metamoth did not take advantage, though. They decided to turn for a ram instead.
Reborn looking to Hydro here. Looks like the Mobulas are going after each other. We'll focus on the Mobulas. Reborn Hydroed. Flying Flounder says, don't worry, I still got this. We're going to Hydro up too. Reborn might be trying to blow by here. They might be. No, they're going for a Tiger Uppercut here. A little bit of a Tiger Uppercut into the balloon to the Flying Flounder. That's going to knock out most of their balloon, not all of it. Sorrow not taking much damage to that armor, though. That's good for the Reborn. Oh, excuse me, the Reborn not taking much damage to the armor. I'm sorry. There's the follow-up Hydro. That's going to get them over the Flying Flounder. Now we're back on with the engagement between these two Mobulas.
Metamoth is putting fire onto the Reborn now.
And they have to, because the Flying Flounder's about to be balloon broken.
Given Sorrow the slip for a minute.
Yeah, Reborn's about to get hull broken. They need to be very careful. That flak's going to just miss, though. That one just misses. That is a lumber shot. Those lumbers just missing.
Sorrow is switching to Flying Flounder. Looks like they're going to go for a ram.
Yeah, let's switch over to the Sorrow here. They're going for the Flying Flounder. They're going for the Kiss Cam. No, the Banshee's going to pick it up. 3-0. Reborn now, once again, looking to disable the Metamoth. Sorrow's double broken. Will the flak land? No, they're behind. No, not quite behind cover just yet, but they're going to get both up very quickly. Let's take a look at the Metamoth here. Was their flak down? Their flak, no, was not. Yeah, their flak was down. They were not able to follow up as the disables came in on the Metamoth. Metamoth looking to use their cover to their advantage. However, a little bit aggressive with their ceiling there. A little too aggressive as the Metamoth losing part of their balloon. Now they're double broken for their efforts. Sorrow moving in. Will we see a Kiss Cam on a Galleon? Oh, no, we will not. That balloon comes back up in time. Reborn has nowhere vertically to go at this point. They are at their ceiling. Sorrow moving in very aggressively onto the Flying Flounder. Kiss Cam without any armor, without any balloon there. Very aggressive ram right there. Flying Flounder not losing any of their permahull. Sorrow's put themselves in a bit of trouble. Maybe a bit too aggressive right there by the Sorrow.
They can play it a little risky when they're 3 ahead.
This is true. This is very true. However, they have given the Reborn an opening here to come into the fight. However, yeah, they're going to be on the long side of the Metamoth. That's good for the Reborn, but the Flying Flounder is going to come on in as well. That could be very dangerous for the Reborn. This could be a kill on the Reborn if they're not careful. Flying Flounder really trying to keep that height advantage, but they're not able to. As the Sorrow comes in and follows up. Balloon broken on the Flying Flounder.
Metamoth looks like they are out of practice on using their short side. I haven't seen that come into play as much as it should.
Metamoth will go down here. Sorrow's out of real estate, but saved by the ally. Reborn picking up the kill before the Kiss Cam, 4-0 in favor of Reds. Balloon down to the Flying Flounder. This could be match here any moment. And
Sorrow can back into place.
Yeah, this should be match right here. It's over.
Be the end.
Yeah, it's over. Oh, the Artemis just misses.
Balloon.
Won't matter though. This match is 100% over. Even though Flying Flounder's going under, this match is 100% over. It's just really a matter of will Blue pick up an honor kill with the Galleon, or will the Flying Flounder go down? Just a matter of how this plays out. That should be the kill right there. There it is, as Red wins 5-0.
Sorrow was going to come in for a ram if the guns couldn't do it.
That indeed, but you know what? Pomelos is going to be a 5-0 winner over LLL. Folks, we will be right back with more Sunday Community Skirmish number 217 action. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.